One of the first major editing tasks usually is to create a rough cut. A rough cut is a basic ballpark approximation of what the final edit is going to be like. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be smoothed out, but just kind of a general idea. Now, Premiere has a great feature that's going to help us out with that here in the project panel. Here in this project, I have 3 clips of A-roll of our main subject being interviewed, and then I have 3 clips of B-roll, just basic scenery shots here. And what I want to do is I want to cut them all together so there's one clip of B-roll and then there's an interview and then another clip of B-roll and then an interview. That's basically how I want this project to go. So what I'm going to do is actually change the view here, because right now we're looking at this view, which is the list view. It's a list of all of the assets in our project panel. I'm going to change this over to the icon view. So we're actually going to be able to see an iconic representation of each of our clips. From here, I can move these around like pieces on a board or something, so I could really see what's going on and restructure my presentation from right here visually while I'm seeing all these clips here. This is very akin to what people are doing, like what directors might do before they go out and shoot, where they take clips and assemble them. It's called pre-visualization. They make a storyboard with different cards or little pieces of paper that have visual representations of each shot. And even screenwriters, when they're writing scripts, do this with index cards on a big board. So this is a great way for us to visualize what's going on. So I click on this clip, and I want there to be this A-roll, Plan A06. I want this to be second, and I want a piece of B-roll first. I think I want the ocean first. So I'm going to click and drag on this and move this over to the left. And then this clip here, which is A-roll, Plan A02, I'm going to put this after the B-roll train. So we have B-roll, then A-roll, then we have another piece of B-roll, then we have the other A-roll clip. And this clip of the close-up I want to be the final shot. So I'm going to move this B-roll standing around clip, drag this in between the gaps so we get this thick black vertical line here in between these clips. And now from this first shot to our last shot, we have a rough assembly of what our final project will look like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click the first clip. I'm going to shift click the last clip so that all these clips are selected. Don't need to select the sequence. And then I'm going to click this button right here, which is Automate to Sequence. Click this button, and what this is going to do is going to take all these clips and assemble them in our timeline in the order in which we chose them. So we'll leave the ordering at selection order here. And again, it's going to make it so that in our timeline, these clips will appear in this very order. What's also cool about this is we could have these clips overlap. So their end points and their beginning points will overlap each other. And we could also apply default transitions to these. And these default transitions, because we've not changed them from their defaults, they are going to blend the two clips together visually with the video transition, and the audio will also kind of crossfade from one clip to the next. This is a really great feature, but I'm not sure I want it here. So I'm just going to uncheck these so that the clips just go from frame to frame. Next, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And there are our clips here in the timeline panel. Right here, in order, very quickly and easily added to our program here. Now, technically, our rough cut is not finished yet because a rough cut really needs to be cut still a little bit. So it's even rough for a rough cut. But we can go in here and begin trimming our clips and making those edits and polishing this up because all of our program now is in the correct order and it's in our timeline. So this Automate to Sequence feature here in the project panel is a great way to visually see your story and to tell it with representations of the different segments of what's going on, the different scenes, and then bring that into your timeline.